Assassin's Creed Mirage 1 month later. This is the first Assassin's Creed game I've played since Unity, as I wasn't a fan of the direction they went in with Origins and onwards. Due to Mirage promising to go back to the roots of AC, I ended up buying this game on the date of release. 1 month later, after the hype, is this game truly worth playing? Let's find out. What was your favourite AC game back in the day? Make sure to leave a comment down below and give the video a quick like rating if you prefer the classic AC formula. Just before we jump in, here is a quick word from my sponsor. If you would like to own a RGH Xbox 360 that allows you to do the impossible, for example, play emulators such as SNES, PlayStation 1, Sega Mega Drive, Nintendo DS, Game Boy, and the list goes on, mess around with friends in online lobbies, and so much more, just click the link below to the worldwide leading supplier of RGH Xboxes, the Console Warehouse, and browse their incredible collection and find out more on what they can do. Graphics. By far, this is the best looking AC game I've ever played. It really blows everything out of the water, but so it should do with the capabilities of our consoles and PCs nowadays. It kinda does remind me of when I loaded up Unity for the first time back in the day, where I was literally blown away. The visuals at times in Mirage will make you stop for a moment and appreciate how damn good it looks during your playthrough. At times it gave me a literal rod on. Also, flying around the map is an amazing way to appreciate the setting from a different perspective. I really love this feature. Seeing the graphics before the release was definitely another reason for buying this game, as it just looked unreal. It definitely lives up to this, and it doesn't feel like it was downgraded on release like previous Ubisoft projects in the past. The open world. This game is set in Baghdad, and from the opening minutes of playing, it's immediately apparent that this series has come a long way since the old AC2 days, that's for sure. There is a lot to see around the map, and the attention to detail is definitely there for those who care for it, like me. The settings around the map feel alive and are populated with lots of NPCs who actually are doing tasks and not just standing around like brainless donkeys. The world feels lived in, which is something I really look for in open world games these days, as I hate it when this aspect is overlooked. So I love the fact this was not missed, and it really helps you feel fully immersed. Mixed with the outstanding graphics, stopping for a moment and appreciating the setting and what's going on around you is a must. It's definitely one of the most immersive AC games I've played, but I guess you could say it should be, considering the last one I played properly was Unity. But what makes it all impressive is the setting never feels dead or lifeless, despite being considerably big in size. And it also feels like there are a lot more interiors to explore this time around. Gameplay. So I played these games a lot back in the day, all the way up to Unity. In terms of gameplay, there are a few things I want to get out the way first, which can be seen as good or bad, depending on what you look for. Straight away, I did notice that parkour is massively slower compared to previous AC games in the past, even when sprinting. It's good in some aspects, as you have more time to judge which direction to take when doing parkour, but it also feels kinda sluggish, especially after recently revisiting AC Black Flag, which has considerably faster parkour. It's something you will notice right away if you last played Unity. Also, I found myself constantly hitting the RT or R2 button to do parkour. Now, you only need to press A, which took quite a while to break the habit of. Couldn't they have just kept the classic controls as an option? Combat is also a lot different now, and I do love the new animations during kills, but there is just something about combat that prevents it from being as satisfying as the old AC games. I'm just going to put this down to the fact that I need to max out my skills and upgrades and see how it goes from there. Overall though, parkour is great and I love the animations. Yes, it's not as limitless as previous games, and some people do believe it has been downgraded quite a bit, but but for me personally, it doesn't really take much away from it. Combat is also very good and a lot more challenging, which I do prefer. I remember taking on like 10 guards at once in Unity with ease, which I love doing, but it always kind of felt stupid. This time, combat is definitely more difficult, and you will find yourself using stealth rather than taking on loads of guards, which is a lot more realistic too. The story. Without diving into the actual storyline too much, as I don't want to discuss spoilers yet, it's definitely not the most engaging story, but I do feel AC has always struggled since the Ezio days to give us a character we really like. It's not bad by any means, but it definitely doesn't grip you. The gameplay is what holds your attention and does encourage you to play more. In terms of missions, I love the fact that free reign has returned, which was introduced in Unity. You can approach missions in different ways depending on your playstyle. There are different methods provided to enter restricted areas, and you have the choice whether to approach with stealth or go in loud. I really like the freedom, and it does work very well. Although, the lack of direction sometimes can be annoying when inside big interiors, as sometimes you will be asked to locate a certain person with no waypoints or directions, and it can be quite annoying using just eagle eye and no directions at all. But missions are fun and enjoyable, and taking a stealthier approach is definitely the way to go, and I love doing it. So overall, should you play Assassin's Creed Mirage after the hype 1 month later? Yes. I think the video speaks for itself, as I've said very little negative points about the game. It's definitely not perfect, but I do feel it builds upon the classic AC formula very well, and it's great to see that we are returning to its roots again, which I personally prefer. If you were a fan of the AC franchise before Origins, you will enjoy this game. It doesn't quite have the charm or engaging story as the classics, but the gameplay and graphics is where this shines. As for the future, I would love to see a more likable main character and engaging story, with the return of sailing the sea in ships whilst still exploring on land with more freedom in the parkour system. Can you imagine what could be done to build upon the AC Black Flag mechanics in 2023? It could be bloody incredible. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to see it, and what you would like to see next from the AC franchise. And if you would like to see how Assassin's Creed Black Flag plays in 2023 and whether it holds up or not, just click the card on screen to see that video. It was bloody interesting to say the least, and I think you could be quite surprised. Thank you guys for watching as always, and have a great rest of your day.